Now at 6, a local organization teaches refugees how to drive using a driving simulator. Plus, athletes from around the 4 states kick off the new year with a running collective event. And we have tips to help you finish up last-minute yard work before some possible weather hits the area.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Joplin police say a man is in the hospital after being shot multiple times in the Bar District. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Elise Snowy. It happened just after midnight last night near the intersection of 6th and Joplin Avenue. Authorities say the 25-year-old victim was rushed to the hospital. At last check, he was in critical but stable condition. Police are still trying to identify a suspect. Chloe Arroyo joins us with the first look at weather.
Thank you, Elise. This afternoon, we got pretty calm compared to what we saw yesterday and compared to what we'll see on Monday and Tuesday. But here's a look at your live radar. We have a couple of isolated snow showers popping up in our northeastern counties, close to Nevada, around that area. So you may see a couple of snowflakes here and there, but nothing in terms of accumulation, and nothing will impact your roads. Right now, temperatures, especially above freezing, which won't help with that accumulation whatsoever. So temperatures right now, 35 for Carthage as well as Lamar, Nevada. So you guys are above average, or above freezing, right at the moment. So coming up here in a bit, we're going to talk a little bit more in depth about Monday and Tuesday's snow event, as well as more snow on Friday. And we could see some single digit temperatures pretty soon here. I'll have the full rundown and more coming up here in a bit.
All right, thanks, Chloe. Well, as it gets colder, experts say now is a good time to take on a few tree-related tasks. One of those is spreading a layer of mulch around the base of your trees. It will act like a blanket and protect the roots from freezing temperatures. It also helps maintain soil moisture. Tree service pros say not to pile too much mulch right up against the trunk of the tree. And with trees dormant, it's also a good time to remove problem limbs before winter weather does it for you.
This time of year, you know, we get ice and we get a lot of snow, which means there's going to be a lot of extra weight on these limbs, you know, so it's a good time to do major weight reductions or remove those limbs altogether so that they're not breaking over major structures or your home or your car.
While some people may feel comfortable pruning their trees themselves, experts recommend calling a professional if you have a job that requires climbing a ladder with a saw. A Joplin organization is offering illegal immigrants and refugees in the area the opportunity to learn how to drive in a simulator. For this program, the Refugee and Immigrant Services and Education RAISE was supported by the Joplin Interfaith Coalition. The money put toward the purchase of the equipment comes from the coalition's annual bake sale, almost $10,000. According to RAISE, knowing how to drive is essential in the area. The community is encouraged to get involved supporting these immigrants in their transportation needs.
Teaching somebody how to drive, taking them to the grocery store, you know, transporting them to appointments. And, you know, we also need a lot of donations. You know, when these families come, we need to furnish their homes. We need help to set up the houses.
RAISE is an official resettlement site through Lutheran Immigrant and Refugee Services. To learn other ways the nonprofit supports immigrants and refugees, go to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Well, some 4-staters today were able to kick off the new year on the right foot with a community run. Attendees were able to run or walk to 2- and 3-mile courses. The running collective hosts 2 runs every Wednesday and 1 Saturday run once a month. Officials say it's a great way to get in a workout while hanging out with some friends.
I got into running, I want to say about 3-4 years ago. I had some friends that were running, and then I joined them a couple times, and I did one race, and then I just got addicted to it. So I've been running ever since.
The run was open to all ages, abilities, and some furry friends. Willis Gibson is a 13-year-old from Stillwater who made history last week when he became the first person to ever beat the original 1988 version of Tetris. After he posted his win on YouTube, he gained international fame. Chloe Abbott has more.
You can find Willis Gibson at the Frontier Lanes in Stillwater every Saturday. But there's another activity he does every day.
When I have free time at home, normally around 2 to 3 hours a day.
That's what it takes to become the #1 Tetris player in the world. And when Willis started playing 2 years ago, he knew he had talent.
At the beginning, I rised up the ranks pretty quickly, but after a few months, I sort of hit a wall. But after a year after that, basically, I started getting more improvement.
Last week, he started what he thought was just another game of Tetris until he reached 1,300 lines in.
Oh my God! The colors break, and the game doesn't know what to do, and it just starts using random game code, turning those into colors, and so you get some wacky colors, and when those hit, it's like you're getting close.
That's when Willis became the first human to ever beat the game of Tetris, forcing it to go to what's called a kill screen, where the game crashes and reaches a maxed out score.
I was still in shock for a little bit, and eventually I understood it, and it was pretty cool once I did.
His YouTube video of his historic win has reached more than 1 million views.
It's crazy. I never expected it to get this popular, I guess.
And this win wasn't just for him. It was for his dad, who recently passed away.
He was always very supportive, and I wanted to dedicate it to him.
The creator of Tetris, Alexei Pajitnov, congratulated Willis for beating the game. Willis competes in Tetris competitions and wants to go to the Philadelphia qualifiers this year and eventually Tokyo. Kathy Wagner of Hooks and Loops Primitive Rug Hooking taught beginners in Kansas the essentials of rug hooking today at the Crawford County Historical Museum. The class included basic binding techniques, how to pull loops, and a little history on the primitive rugs.
I had a friend that was doing it, and she says, "You've got to come learn with me." I'm like, "I don't know." And she says, "Yeah, let's go." We went to Eureka Springs. That was the closest place to learn, and we took a class, and that's what started it.
Today's class was $65 per person, with some of the proceeds going toward a donation to the Crawford County Historical Museum. Coming up, an Oklahoma teacher has been arrested after being accused of sexually abusing female students. Plus, Missouri schools are now required to provide water without lead to students. We'll hear from one of the schools and what they're doing to fix the issue. An Oklahoma middle school teacher was arrested Thursday for allegedly abusing female students for the past decade. Authorities say Woodward Middle School teacher Benjamin Hall has been charged with 7 counts of lewd acts on a child. Investigators say they'll work with the district to see if any more investigation is needed. His next court appearance will be Tuesday. Starting this year, Missouri schools are required by law to provide safe drinking water. That means water with little to no lead. Elizabeth Van Metre has been checking in with districts around the state. Most have not shared their results. She checked in with one district that's working to fix the issue.
Students in the Greenfield School District are officially back from winter break. Administration is ready, teachers are ready, but some of the water sources are not. Back in September, this letter went out to parents in the district. The Get Lead Out of School Drinking Water law now requires all districts to test their water. The district did the testing. 27 points in the building tested high for lead.
The safety of our students is my primary concern, and this is one of those items that will rank really high when it comes to student safety.
In the letter, action plans laid out. Areas with high lead levels would be marked unsafe for drinking and cooking. Those in one of the new renovated bathrooms, inside of an old ag building used for art and welding classes. Some in the kitchen, and one water fountain has been shut off. Long term, filters for those water sources to remove the lead.
We're identifying one potential cause. We're going to try to fix that. From there, we're going to retest.
This letter was sent out in September, but today, January 3rd, the signs are still up. Still no filters, still no retesting, but not because of lack of trying.
The difficult part is that every district in the state of Missouri is having to do this right now.
Greenfield had trouble finding someone to do the testing and used a Kansas City company. Now there's a holdup on getting filters ordered because other districts are doing that too. And they're on a deadline. Districts can receive funding to help pay for the filters. The application is due before January 31st.
Testing has to be done by August 1st for all school districts. A little later, rivals Missouri Southern and Pitt State go head-to-head. Brock Baldridge will have the basketball highlights in sports.
Plus, we're tracking a busy week in terms of winter weather. I'll have the full breakdown coming up next. Well, the next 6 or 7 days seems to be quite the active pattern in terms of winter weather. If you enjoy that snowfall, this is definitely your week. But in the meantime, here's a look at your Indigo Sky Casino and Resort just west of Seneca, Missouri. It's been quite the gloomy day, full cloud coverage, overcast skies completely. But we have a little bit of snow showers here and there, especially off to our north and northeastern counties as of right now. Nothing significant, but what we will get right into is what we'll see Monday into Tuesday. Here's a look at that. Monday, 11 a.m. We'll start to see some showers enter the picture. Now, our newest models are showing that the line between snow and rain will track a little further north. So in terms of accumulation, northern counties will see a little bit more than our southern counties in the northeastern Oklahoma and northwestern Arkansas. That'll push through Tuesday morning. Tuesday by noon in the afternoon hours, we'll see that begin to phase off and push off to the east. Now here's a look at your snowfall potential. Now, we're a couple days out, so this could change here and there, but this is what we're looking at right now. The line between a dusting to a significant amount is very fine right now. This is because of that line between rain and snow and our air temperatures as well. That could change pretty much between now and then from our estimated models. Now, heading into next week and into the weekend, we're going to see a cold blast, this Arctic air pushing down from the north a little further than usual. So our temperatures could be single-digit temperatures heading into next weekend for our second round of snowfall. This will track a little further south is what we're seeing right now, but Friday afternoon into the evening, we'll start to see that snowfall into the picture. Notice these temperatures a whole lot colder and will support a little bit more accumulation. So we're expecting this system to be a little bigger than what we're seeing on Monday and Tuesday. So two pretty significant events. Here's a look at Tuesday. Your snow meter, we'll see a little bit of our road impacts, but Friday, we're going to bump that up just a little bit. The potential to see a snow day may be a little bit greater heading into the rest of the weekend. So make sure you're prepared heading into this week, Monday and Tuesday, and then Friday into Saturday morning are the two events that we're really looking out for. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. A pretty active week, Monday, Tuesday. We have a possible alert day on Tuesday. Notice the temperature is only reaching up to 33 degrees right there, just a hair above freezing, which will be good for any type of accumulation. And then Friday and Saturday, look at those temperatures, not even hitting the freezing mark for that snowfall.
We haven't had much snow at all this year, so I'm excited for it. Hopefully it's not, going to be too dangerous and the roads are salted and everything's good.
A good amount of snow is good.
Absolutely. All right, thanks, Chloe.
Of course.
Well, still ahead, today marks the final day of the Kaminsky High School basketball tournament in Joplin. And Pitt State and Missouri Southern basketball meet for the first time this season. Brock Baldrige joins us with highlights and more.
Well, one of the most anticipated MIAA basketball matchups of the season takes place this weekend. Our two local schools are both playing each other. In the women's side, both teams are on a 5-game winning streak, which means someone's streak, well, will come to an end. Missouri Southern is on the road for their 4th straight game. Lions looking to pull off the upset against their rival Pitt State. In the first quarter, Reese Webb misses the 3-point shot here, but she picks up her own rebound and gets the layup. Lions lead by 3 points early on. Later in the first half, Pitt State gets the ball to Grace Pyle. She gets some space there, makes the mid-range jumper. Pitt State win to halftime, trailing by 5 points. We head to the second half now. The Gorillas drop a play out of the half to Pyle again. She splashes the 3-pointer. She led Pitt State with 18 points today, but Missouri Southern had other answers. In the third quarter, Reese Webb open at the top of the key. She knocks it down. A few possessions later, it's Webb again who's open in the corner, and she stays hot. 15 points this afternoon for Reese Webb. So then the final seconds of the third quarter, Kristlyn Jones has to put it up, and she will beat the buzzer at the end of the quarter. Missouri Southern wins their 6th straight game, 3rd road win against the top 20 team this season. Lions upset the Gorillas 71-65.
It took us a little bit to kind of mesh a little bit because we had so many new kids, but they're starting to mesh and doing a great job of playing with each other and for each other. So that's the exciting thing about this team.
I feel as though we started off not together, as a team, but you know, we got in, we locked in, and now we're knocking them off one by one.
And just after the women's game, the Pitt State men host their rivals Missouri Southern on their home floor this afternoon. In the opening minutes of the game, Avery Taggart gets the steal here. He will toss it up to Parker Long. He goes coast to coast the other way to get the bucket in transition. Lions lead by 4 early on. Pitt State, well, they have another answer, and that's Max Alexander. He gets the bucket for the mid-range jumper. Later in the first half, Alexander finds Tanner Manns. Big three-point shot here in the corner. Gorillas looking to get back in this game. Closing minutes of the first half, Darius Dawson drives to the rim, is fouled. He had 21 points in the first half for the Lions. Lions led by 1 point at the half. Pitt State answers with Marquis English to open up the second half. And then Southern keeps the momentum rolling. Sam Thompson answers with a two-hand slam. Missouri Southern goes on the road to beat Pitt State 81-74. The Lions have now won 3 of their last 4 games. Well, today is the third and final day of the Comitzee Classic at Joplin High School for 4 of our local teams. In the consolation bracket, all the teams are looking to get a win before the conference season begins. In the 5th place game this afternoon, the rivalry game between Webb City and Joplin. The Eagles keep this one close, but it's Webb City who comes away with the victory. Cardinals win this one 58-50. Both teams are scheduled to meet again on February the 13th. Earlier this morning, it's a 7th place game between Neosho and Carl Junction. CJ bounces back after the loss the other day to get the win here, 58-37. Over to Division I college basketball, KU opens up Big 12 play versus TCU in the second half. Hunter Dickinson gets the dunk here. Jayhawks will only lead it by 1. Under 5 minutes to go, the Horned Frogs are sticking around this game. Travion Tennyson knocks down a huge 3. TCU all of a sudden leads by 2 now in Fieldhouse. Under a minute left, Jayhawks lead by 2. Michael Peavy gets the putback off the miss. We are tied up 77 apiece. Bill Self can't believe it. With 10 seconds left in the game, just give the ball to your biggest player on the floor. Hunter Dickinson gets the clutch basket. KU now leads by 2 points. So we head to the final possession of the game. TCU looking for a desperation heave right here, and it's no good. Jayhawks survive, and they win this one 83-81. Over to the SEC, the Razorbacks open up SEC play at home tonight against the 25th ranked Auburn Tigers. The Hogs really need a win to help their resume out, but it was a rough one today down in Fayetteville. Tigers beat the Razorbacks 83-51. So how about Missouri Southern? They beat Pitt State, men's and women's. I think the men really picked up off the women's momentum to get the win on the road. And that's really impressive for both those teams.
Absolutely. It was exciting to see, and, you know, a tough break for Pitt State. But,
tough break, but you know what? We got another game Tuesday.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks, Brock. We'll be right back. You can now go to the moon without even leaving your home. NASA is inviting members of the public to send their names to the moon aboard its first ever robotic lunar rover called Viper. The rover will be heading to the moon's south pole, where it will study the water and environment. You have until March 15th to submit your name to NASA's website, where you'll also be able to download a boarding pass featuring your name. And I actually did this earlier just to see if it was free or not. And, you know, it's like 238 miles that I need to sign up for NASA rewards.
Yeah.
I love it though. Now you can say you did it.
I know, absolutely. There we go.
So cool. Well, you won't have to worry about the weather there, that's for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
You know.
No weather in space.
No weather in space.
Exactly. Oh, we do have weather here, unfortunately. So here's a look at your 10-day. We're pretty active next few days. Monday and Tuesday we'll see some snow, as well as Friday and Saturday. So keep those dates in mind, as well as cold temperatures. My goodness.
Cold temperatures, snow. We are down to prepare and hunker down for sure.
Yeah, we are, absolutely. I won't have to worry about that this weekend. But anyway, final sports note, Ronnie Russell, give him a lot of credit, the Missouri Southern women's head coach. He turned over this entire roster from this year to last year, and they get that win on the road against Pitt State. So credit to him and that girls' staff.
Absolutely. Well, that's our time for now. Thanks for making us part of your night.